but it's still just fine. The only real complaint in general I have about this figure is he's a little bit small, but that's all right. You know we don't give a fuck about scale over here. I guess another nitpick that I could give is he doesn't really come with any accessories. I mean, I guess he does come with his banana.
That looks really good. I should have got that.
But he doesn't have any hands or any alternative faces. It's just, I don't know, I'd prefer that in a Donkey Kong.
I have to go to work.
And even though this guy doesn't really have any accessories, he's still a blast to pose. But maybe I'm biased because Donkey Kong is one of my mains in Super Smash Bros. Speaking of Super Smash Bros, let's see how well he can hit his pose from his render in Ultimate. It is so close to being perfect. If he had just a little bit better articulation, he could 100% hit it. I'm gonna have to give that 3 out of 5 bananas. This figure is super solid and I love Donkey Kong, but now it's time to put him on the display. So let me know, who do you play in Smash and who do you want to see next? Anyways, thank you for watching. I just added Donkey Kong to my Super Smash Bros. Collection. So for part 15, I thought it'd only make sense to add his brother, buddy, son, I don't know.
Diddy Kong!
That's right, we have Diddy Kong. There is some super low-hanging fruit with his name, but I'm gonna try to avoid that. Getting this dude open, he doesn't come with a lot, but what he does come with is pretty dope. You get the figure himself.
So cute.
And you also get this barrel. I know barrels are super common in the Donkey Kong games, but I think it's really cool you can use this as his recovery from Smash. Now, this guy doesn't have great articulation, but he's still super fun to pose. And I know in the Donkey Kong video, I said that I didn't care about scale, but Diddy is way bigger than Donkey Kong. I guess I could fix this by getting a bigger Donkey Kong, but I don't know. What do you guys think? Also, I have a lot of people telling me I should pose the whole shelf. And I guess the figures do kind of look boring just sitting there. So what do you guys think? Should I do that? Speaking of posing, let's see how well he can hit his pose from his render in Super Smash Bros. Honestly, better than I thought it would. If he had different hands, it'd be perfect. I'm gonna have to give that 3 out of 5 barrels. Even though this figure isn't perfect, I still love it. And now it's time to put him on the display. So let me know, who do you play in Smash and who do you want to see next? Thank you for watching. Luigi is still my most requested character for my Smash collection. And thanks to the Mario Galaxy movie coming out recently, I thought it'd only make sense to add
Mr. Game & Watch!
Hey, he's in the movie too. Now I know a Mario Galaxy movie coming out recently, I thought it'd only make sense to add
Mr. Game & Watch!
Hey, he's in the movie too. Now I know in previous episodes I said I wasn't doing amiibos, but we're gonna make an exception today, and you're gonna find out why. Now for accessories, he comes with this gold Smash plate and 4 alternate pre-posed poses. That's right, this guy doesn't have any articulation, but I think the poses he comes with are good enough to justify him being on the collection. Also, this guy's an amiibo, so that means he can have in-game data from someone training him. So let's test my curiosity and see if the previous owner had any data on this guy. Getting into Smash, let's head over to the amiibo section and see if there's anything. Scanning him in. There's nothing. Previous owner wiped his info. Speaking of Smash, let's see if any of his pre-posed things can even get close to his render in Smash. What the hell? How did they almost get it spot on? It's even crazier because this amiibo is from the Smash 4 days where his render was completely different. I'm gonna have to give that an 8 out of 9 on the judge hammer. Now it's time to put him on the shelf. Also, due to popular demand, I finally posed some of the figures. So let me know what you think. Now let me know, who do you play in Smash and who do you want to see next? Anyways, thank you for watching. I've been teasing the character in my Smash collection for forever now, and now he's the most requested character. So today we're finally adding Luigi's favorite princess,
Daisy!
Yeah, you guys are never trusting me again. We got the Jakks Pacific Daisy. Getting this figure open, she only comes with 1 accessory, which is a star. So I'm gonna give it to Rosalina until we have an actual Luma. Now getting on to Daisy herself, her articulation is actually quite bad. It's really not good. She genuinely has 0 articulation in her lower half. The dress is one just solid piece of plastic. I don't know why they would do that. So to make up for the disappointment, we're adding a second character in one video. If you remember from episode 5, this is the shoebox that contains my entire old Minecraft collection. And who else better to add than
Alex!
Quick review for Alex, because her articulation is the exact same as Steve's. If you want to see like a more dedicated review, just go watch the Steve video. It's weird to say this, but the Alex figure is so much better than Daisy. You think with a Minecraft design, Daisy would have better articulation, but no, Alex wins easily. But either way, it's time to see if they can hit their pose from their render in Smash. It's fine. I'll give it 1 out of 5 daisies. I wonder if Alex can hit her pose. Well, no shit. But either way, it's time to get these guys on the display. So let me know, who do you play in Smash and who do you want to see next? Anyways, thank you for watching. I've already reviewed 2 Marios for my Smash Bros series, and you guys convinced me to get a 3rd one for 1 accessory.
Mario and Luma.
Yeah, I hate Mario now. I bought this just for Luma. Because I guess people don't like that she's holding a power star instead of a thing from her actual game. Which actually kind of makes sense. Like, I get it. But still, I had to get a whole $20 figure just for one accessory. Getting this guy's box open as gently as I can, he comes with just Luma. Nothing else. Well, that's all I need from this figure. Now on to Luma. They're pretty cool. They have no articulation, but they look really accurate to the movie. I wish they kind of look more like the game, but I understand why they don't. Oh my god, fine. I'll review Mario. Getting him out of the package, he honestly feels pretty solid. His articulation honestly isn't that bad. What? I was just hating so hard on this guy, but honestly, he's not even that bad. His articulation's pretty solid. He honestly might be like the strongest part about this figure. Is it true that this guy could be better than the SH Figuarts Mario? Nah, I still don't like him. But now it's time to add Rosalina and Luma to the Smash display. So let me know, who do you play in Smash and who do you want to see next? Anyways, thank you for watching. My Smash Bros collection has been missing a super iconic character. So today we're reviewing
Samus.
There's been a guy asking for her for months, so this one goes out to you, Roach. That's right, we got the Figma Samus. When I was a kid and I played Brawl on the Wii, I thought Samus was Iron Man. Getting into her box, she has a decent amount of accessories. She comes with this bag that has all of her hands and a stand, and she also comes with a little baggie to hold all of her accessories. She comes with this alternate arm blaster hand, so you can use the different blast accessories she has. She also comes with this little ball that she turns into in-game. Now for her articulation, it's pretty good. She is super fun to pose and really only has a few limited things like her legs and sometimes her shoulders. The quality feels really good for a Figma. She honestly feels a lot better than the Link. I got mine for super cheap on JP Fans, so if you sign up using my link, you can get your own. But now it's time to see if she can hit her pose from her render in Smash. I think it's pretty close. I gotta give that 3 out of 5 projectiles spammed at ledge. This figure is a blast to pose, and it honestly might be my favorite figure in the collection so far. But either way, it's time to put her in the collection. So let me know, who do you play in Smash, and who do you want to see next? Anyways, thank you for watching. Some characters in Smash Bros straight up do not have action figures, but that won't stop us from using a custom today with
Ness.
That's right, we have Ness, who's actually my main. I made this custom months ago using the Ness amiibo and a Jakks Pacific Bart. And if I'm being honest, it has a few flaws. He has a few paint chips, his head doesn't fit properly, and I did the stripes on his shirt with Sharpie. I don't know what I was thinking. But I still love this figure. But I would love one of E Scrubby's custom Nesses way more. E Scrubby, please answer my DM on Instagram. His articulation is really just okay. It's the exact same as a Jakks Pacific Bart, but with a little bit more head range. He also doesn't come with any accessories, but I really want his back. So I dug through the Casket of Cruelty and found this. Oh, it's dirty. Let's just flip it to the clean side. Now, like I said, I actually am a Ness main. And to prove I'm not a LARPer, here's proof that I got top 8 at my local tournament. That's right, undeniable proof. It's right there. Now that my pride's out of the way, let's see if he can hit his pose from his render in Smash. I mean, it's kind of close. The bat's way too big. I'm gonna have to give that 2 PK Fire, PK Fire, PK Fire. Also, to double prove I don't LARP, I have like a couple hours on Earthbound, so I don't want to hear a peep about me being a LARPer. But either way, it's time to get him on the display. So let me know, who do you play in Smash, and who do you want to see next? Anyways, thank you for watching. My Smash collection is missing so many Pokemon, so I decided to order the Blockies Greninja. But I might have gotten scammed. If you guys know Blockies, they usually come in these big boxes, but mine came in this packaging that has no box in it. So let's open this up and see if I got scammed. After I got through all this bubble wrap, it looked like he's actually in there. They just didn't send him with the box, which I ordered it with the box. That kind of sucks. But we have
Greninja.
Now, since this is the Blockies, we do have to build it. I started off with his stand first, which has these dope water effects that look really good with the Greninja. Once I finished that, I went straight to building the figure, which was super easy. And now, he's ready to review. For accessories, he has this really cool sword, along with this shuriken that looks amazing. He has some alternate hands and feet, so he can hold his sword and kind of stand differently at like different angles. This figure is super fun to pose, but let's see if he can hit his pose from his render in Smash. Yeah, it's pretty close. I think I'm gonna give it 3 out of 5 water shurikens. Even though this figure has some limited articulation, he's still super fun to pose. Although he is really out of scale with my Pikachu. Maybe I should get the Blockies Pikachu. What do you guys think? But either way, it's time to add him to the collection. So let me know, who do you play in Smash, and who do you want to see next? Anyways, thank you for watching. I just got a huge figure haul for my Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Collection, and I finally got a character you guys have been requesting for forever. To start us off, I got this Kazuya figure. I've actually had this guy for a while now. I just haven't gotten around to reviewing it. And also, I kind of want to get the SH Figuarts just because I think it looks better. This next package is from my buddy Lowkey Alex on TikTok, and it's the Blockies Charizard. This figure is genuinely perfect for the Pokemon trainer. Speaking of the Pokemon trainer, I have a question for you guys. Should I review each Pokemon from there individually, or should I wait till I have the whole squad to do it? Because I could get Squirtle and Ivysaur super easily.
It's just red that's the problem.
This next package I got off of eBay. This dude has so many layers of packaging. I don't know why. But of course, we finally have Wario. I've actually been playing him a lot in Smash recently, so this figure is super fitting. Next up is a package I got from my guy T-Dog on TikTok. It's gonna be one of the more niche figures in the collection because it's Incineroar. My best friend actually mains Incineroar, so that makes it even cooler to have this figure in my collection. And dude, imagine I got the SH Figuarts Wrestling Effect set to go with this. That'd be so dope. And finally, this next package is gonna be from, you guessed it, JP Fans. I'm not gonna do the whole spiel, but pretty much JP Fans is a website where you can order stuff straight from Japan, like this Figma Inkling and Octoling, because stuff like figures are way cheaper in Japan. But along with the Inkling, I also got this Nendoroid Toon Link. He's probably gonna be one of the most accurate characters in my collection, which is awesome. Finally, we have SH Figuarts Luigi. Yeah, I know he's the most requested character, and everyone wants to see him, but I don't care. I'm not reviewing him. This is probably the greatest Smash Bros. Haul ever. So let me know, who do you want to see first? Anyways, thank you for watching. Would you believe me if I said this wasn't the stinkiest character in my Smash collection? That's right, for this episode of the Smash collection, we're adding the second stinkiest character.
Wario!
We finally have the Jakks Pacific Wario. Now, I'm just gonna jump straight into articulation because there's something I want to talk about. His head can turn all the way around, but he doesn't have any up and down moves. His arms can go kind of high, but there's no bicep swivel, and he only has a single jointed arm, which honestly isn't that good. Now for his leg articulation, he has none. I don't know why Jakks was so lazy. They could have easily given him at least like a hinge or something. I just think it's stupid.
Well, at least he has foot swivel.
Now, even though this guy's articulation is a little bit butt cheeks, I still love it.
What the hell?
What's this white stuff on his butt? Dude, that's gross. What the fuck? Now, like I was saying, even though this figure's flawed, I still love it. I think Wario is just such a funny character, and I love his design and everything. But can he hit his pose from his render in Super Smash Bros? Yeah, this is not it. I'm gonna have to give that 1 out of 5 garlics. Now, you might be wondering, if Wario isn't the stinkiest character in Smash, who is it? And the answer is Steve. I know the Steve jokes are played out, but gosh, he's just so annoying in the game. Huge shout out to Gluttony for facing like 500 Steves in that one tournament, still placing really good. But either way, it's time to add him to the collection. So let me know, who do you play in Smash, and who do you want to see next? Anyways, thank you for watching. For being a fighting game, my Smash collection has very few fighting game characters. So to fix that, I'm adding...
Kazuya!
That's right, we got Kazuya Mishimi. I was torn between getting this and the SH Figuarts one, but I decided to go for the one that's more game accurate and nothing else. Getting into his box, he actually has a decent amount of accessories for his price. First, he comes with this text that says round 1 and a stand to hold it. He also comes with 2 sets of hands and this piece for his electric wind god fist. Now for the figure himself, I will admit he does look a little bit ugly. I'm pretty sure he's made by the same guys that make Dragon Stars, so my expectations for articulation is low. He's pretty mid head range, his arms are fine, he actually has a really good ab crunch, and his legs are pretty good too. This figure honestly really impressed me. While yes, he does have a few flaws, he has some things that are really amazing. I think his articulation can really benefit from some butterfly joints, but aside from that, he's really good at posing. But now, let's see if he can hit his pose from his render in Smash. That is surprisingly accurate. I'm gonna give that 4 out of 5 Tekken. This figure honestly blew me away, and now I can't wait to add more fighting game characters to the collection. But either way, it's time to add them to the display. So let me know, who do you play in Smash, and who do you want to see next? Anyways, thank you for watching. I just had the craziest idea for a custom figure in my Smash Bros collection, but I need to know what you guys think. If you didn't know, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate introduced these things called Echo Fighters. Pretty much, they're just moves from existing characters given to a brand new character with slight changes. One of these characters is Dark Samus, but Dark Samus doesn't have a figure, but regular Samus does. So what if I was to take a Samus figure and paint it to look like Dark Samus?
Don't worry, I'm not gonna use my Figma Samus. She was just way too expensive to even
even like test this on. So me and my buddy went to Walmart to get my supplies. They had two different Samus figures, but I decided to go with the darker one just because it has a more accurate color.
And I found the base for a little Matt custom.
So I scanned my items.
Dude, I think your card declined. Fuck.
And I drove home with my loot. Now that I have all my materials, I think I'm ready to get started. And I gotta say, I think this figure is. Please drop your suggestions in the custom. She even has the ball that Dark Samus turns in. My items.
Dude, I think your card declined. Fuck.
And I drove home with my loot. Now that I have all my materials, I think I'm ready to get started. And I gotta say, I think this figure is gonna be perfect for the custom. She even has the ball that Dark Samus turns into. And dude, just tell me you don't see the vision. I think this custom's gonna turn out great, but I could really use some tips from the customizers in the community. So please drop your suggestions in the comments. But anyways, thank you for watching. My Smash Bros collection has a huge problem. So today, we're going to fix that. To do so, I got this Bowser Jr. figure, and I did that for two reasons. Number one, he is way more accurate to the game. The movie version is cool, but he just doesn't look like that in Smash. And number two, he is way more size accurate. The movie version towered over like every other figure, and I just really do not want that. Now actually getting into this figure, all he comes with is a paintbrush, but so did the other one, so it's really the same thing. Then we have the actual figure, which is like impossible to get out, dude. Oh my god. Now, getting onto articulation. His head's up. Oh, fuck, I broke it already. Immediately after getting the figure, I snapped his head. But that's okay. We'll just repair it with sticky tack for now.
It's like new.
But like I was saying, his articulation is just fine. It's nothing really to write home about, but it's still pretty solid. And yes, he can hit his pose from his render in Smash.
Aside from the clown card, of course.
Now I just need Princess Peach and Piranha Plant to finish all the Mario characters in Smash. Oh, and Dr. Mario. But now I'm wondering if I should get the S8 Figure Arts Bowser, just so I have a smaller one. What do you guys think? But either way, it's time to put him on the display. So let me know, who do you play and who do you want to see next? Anyways, thank you for watching. You guys have been heavily requesting a certain green character from my Smash collection for a while now, and the wait is finally over. We're reviewing Luigi.
Toon Link!
Okay, I know I've lied about reviewing Luigi a whole bunch, but I'm actually gonna review him soon. Watch to the end to see if you can help free the big L. But now getting on to Toon Link, this is the version from the Wind Waker. Nendoroid loaded this dude up with accessories, so let's go over them real quick. He has a stand with an extra peg, 3 extra faces, his sword and shield, an extra life in the swinging effect, and finally bent limbs and different hands. Now because he's a Nendoroid, he actually has like really bad articulation. But even with those limitations, you can still pose him and make him look amazing. And he actually looks good in static poses. Nendoroid 1, Revoltech 0. Alright, fine, we'll call it even. But yeah, this guy definitely looks better in more static poses, in my opinion. And he can kinda hit his pose from his render in Smash. Now, about Luigi, I am super close to 20,000 on both YouTube and TikTok. So here's the deal. If you can get me to 20,000 on both, I'll review Luigi. Don't get me wrong, I do not want to, but I feel like this is a fair trade. But either way, it's time to get him in the display. So let me know, who do you play in Smash, and who do you want to see next? Anyways, thank you for watching. It is finally time to add some Star Fox characters to my Smash collection, starting with...
Hands off my...
Falco!
That's right, we got Falco. You might be wondering why I didn't start with Fox, and that's because of... that's not happening. But don't worry, I have a plan for him. Also, with the new Star Fox game coming out, I thought it only made sense just to add one. Hopefully, Jakks Pacific makes figures for that. But I will not be buying the Falco. He looks terrible in the new game. So that's why I chose to get the N64 version. But his articulation isn't the best. But if you stay creative with your poses, you can still pose him really good. Okay, maybe not really good, but you can still pose him pretty okay. And he still looks way better than the new one. But even though his articulation's bad, can he hit his pose from his render in Smash? Yeah, not really. I'm gonna have to give that like a 1 out of 5. It's not good. Also, don't forget, at 20,000 followers on YouTube and TikTok, I'm opening Luigi. We are so close, so please subscribe or follow, depending on what you're watching on. But either way, it's time to add him to the collection. So let me know, who do you play in Smash, and who do you want to see next? Anyways, thank you for watching. I broke the rules for my Super Smash Bros. Ultimate collection, and it's all because of this one figure. For my Smash collection, I only want articulated figures, so that means no amiibos and no statues. But with all these rules in place, I still decided to add Mr. Game & Watch as an amiibo. Since he has alternate poses, he shouldn't count, right? Wrong. An amiibo's an amiibo. We need an action figure. But no company makes Mr. Game & Watch figures, so what am I gonna... Hold on 1 second, I got a text. Genki Monkey texted me. Check your doorstep. So I walk myself to the door door and yeah, there's a package. After opening it, there's a Mr. Game & Watch figure. This is actually crazy.
I have to build it.
There's always a catch. So I took all the pieces and got them ready. Then I finally put Game & Watch together. I gotta say, he looks amazing. He comes with his pan and his 9 hammer. It is so dope to have an actual Game & Watch figure in the collection now. I have to give a huge shout out to Genki Monkey for sending this to me. He's genuinely the GOAT. Go check him out. And now it's finally time to add him to the collection. So let me know, who do you play in Smash and who do you want to see next? Anyways, thank you for watching. One character I need in my Super Smash Bros. Ultimate collection is Piranha Plant. And as many of you have pointed out, I just have one sitting on my desk. So I say we just add this one. Just kidding. Let's add an actually good Piranha Plant figure. This is the Jakks Pacific Piranha Plant. It's actually the alternate version, which you can tell from the red pipe instead of the usual green one. Which, in the game, it's technically like brown, but red is closer to brown than green is. So, yeah. Getting into his box, he only comes with one accessory, which is this lucky block.
Actually, it's called a question block.
And Piranha Plant himself is like impossible to get out of the package. What is up with these Mario Jakks Pacific figures? After using my gorilla strength, I finally got him out of the pack. His articulation is exactly what you would expect from a Piranha Plant. His neck, stem, I don't know, it has a little bit of a bendy wire in it, so he can pretty much look straight up. Also, I need to say thank you for 20,000 subscribers on YouTube. I just need to hit 20,000 on TikTok and I will open Luigi. But either way, it's time to add him to the collection. So let me know, who do you play in Smash and who do you want to see next? Anyways, thank you for watching. Everybody is adding Master Hand and Taboo to their Super Smash Bros. Collection. But do you want to know who I haven't seen? Sandbag. So I'm taking it into my own hands to make a Sandbag custom today. I didn't really know where to start or what I should even make him out of. Maybe I can use like a Mario pipe. Or I could even use this barrel of paint. It's kind of shaped like him. But then I found the perfect thing. These punching bag keychains. They even had it in white. It's genuinely perfect. So I ordered it and it finally arrived. Now I took on the task of adding the eyes. I did this with a Sharpie. Now I know that's not a great idea sometimes because I did it with my NES and it turned out like that. But I have way more faith in myself this time and I think I'm gonna do it great. I started with the shine of his eye, which is just a white circle, and I think I made it too small already. Well, it's too late to turn back now, so we just gotta roll with it. After a bit of work, I actually don't think it looks that bad. I think the punching bag is a little bit too tall, but you know, that's all right. We don't care about scale around here. Also, we already hit 20,000 subscribers on YouTube and we're less than 100 away from 20,000 on TikTok. As soon as I hit that, we're opening Luigi. But yeah, I think I did a pretty good job on this custom. But what do you guys think? Either way, it's time to put him in the collection. So let me know, who do you play in Smash and who do you want to see next? Anyways, thank you for watching. Where's Luigi? It's Luigi time. Just let us see Luigi all around. Do Luigi now. Please do Luigi. Now open Luigi. Where is Luigi? You guys have been asking for it, and I'm gonna hold up my end of the deal. Today, we are reviewing SH Figuarts
Luigi.
That's right, we're finally adding Luigi. I made a deal with you guys that if I got to 20,000 on both TikTok and YouTube, I would open it. And we did it. So I want to thank you guys so much for that. Getting this guy out of the box, he actually has a decent amount of accessories. He has this red shell that I think looks really good. He also has this brick block and a stand to hold it. And also hold Luigi. He also comes with these little pegs that I have no idea what they're used for. Then he has 2 sets of hands. Now I've seen a lot of you guys asking, well, why do I hate Luigi? And the answer is that I don't. I just thought it was really funny when you guys would get mad because I wouldn't review Luigi and I'd like fake you out. I was so tempted to do a fake out in this video. You guys are lucky I didn't. But now it's time to see if he can hit his pose from his render in Smash. It's actually pretty close. This guy doesn't have amazing articulation, so the fact that he can almost hit it is pretty impressive. I'm gonna have to give that like a 3 out of 5. It is so nice to finally have him reunited with the others in the Smash collection. And I just want to say thank you again for 20,000 on both YouTube and TikTok. But either way, it's time to add him to the collection. So let me know, who do you play in Smash and who do you want to see next? Anyways, thank you for watching. I just got an insane haul for my Super Smash Bros. Collection, and everything is straight from Japan. That's right, we got a haul from the amazing people over at JP Fans. Now let's get into this box and explain why JP Fans is pretty great. One of the best things about them is you can get figures for super cheap, like this Olimar and Pikmin set. And I gotta say, this figure actually looks really good, even though it might not have that much articulation. I'm just watching this back and I just realized a Pikmin fell out. That's aside from the loose Pikmin, I think this still looks amazing. I do do wish we had the white Pikmin though. He's in the game. And the reason they're super cheap is because they're manufactured in Japan, especially like this Isabelle. Also, if you sign up using this code or the link in my link tree, you get a whole bunch of international coupons. So now you won't even be breaking the bank on overseas shipping. And finally, they sent me this Figma Solid Snake. This thing actually looks so good. I cannot wait to open him. And here's my figure money spread. But yeah, that's my haul. So let me know, are you gonna use JP fans? And who else should I add to the Smash collection? Anyways, thank you for watching. It is finally time to add the leader of Star Fox to my Super Smash Bros. Collection. That's right, we're adding... I can't believe we finally have Box.
Why is he black and white? I thought he was supposed to be like brown and green.
Getting this guy out of the bag. I can't believe we finally have Box.
Why is he black and white? I thought he was supposed to be like brown and green.
Getting this guy out of the bag, he actually looks really clean. It's kind of weird that he's black and white, but you know what? I think it looks cool. Getting onto his articulation, it's actually not that good. It's somehow better than Falco's though, so I guess I'll give him that. But even though his articulation isn't amazing, you can still pose him pretty well. You just have to use creative angles. And like I said, this black and white aesthetic is really dope. I don't even mind that it's not that accurate, but I do have something coming on the way anyways. My only complaint is he looks kind of weird next to Falco. You know, Falco's super bright and vibrant, and Fox is just... But now I'm wondering, can he hit his pose from his render in Smash?
Yeah, not really. I'm gonna have to give that like a 1 out of 5. It's pretty bad.
Even though his articulation isn't amazing, I still love this figure. But I cannot wait for you guys to see what I have in store. But either way, it's time to add him to the collection. So let me know, who do you play in Smash, and who do you want to see next? Anyways, thank you for watching. Should this be allowed in my Super Smash Bros. Collection? As most of you know, I've been starting a Super Smash Bros. Collection, but I do have a few rules, and this figure might break those.
Pichu!
That's right, we have...
Another thing I need to build. I'm not good at this, dude.
But that's kind of where the dilemma comes in for this. Should Legos be allowed in the Smash collection?
Before anyone says it, I know this isn't technically Lego. It's just like building blocks.
Because that would give huge opportunities to characters that don't have figures. And if we do allow Legos, we'll probably need some rules for those too. Like for example, probably no minifigures. I think they're cool, they just don't fit the vibe I want on my shelf. But what do you guys think? But either way, we finished Pichu.
I also built his diorama, but like nobody cares about that.
Even though his articulation's really limited, he's actually pretty fun to pose. And he scales great with Pikachu. But can he hit his pose from his render in Smash? That is really good. I'm gonna give that like a 4 out of 5. But what do you guys think? Should we allow Lego stuff in the Smash collection? Or do we hate Pichu?
Well, it's only one or the other, no other option.
But either way, it's time to put him in the collection. So let me know, who do you play in Smash? Who do you want to see next? Anyways, thank you for watching. It's time to add the most hyped character in Super Smash Bros. That's right, today we're reviewing...
Inkling!
That's right, we have Inkling and... Pinkling? Yeah, I decided to get the 2-pack version instead of the single one because it's actually cheaper to buy this than the single pack. It's kind of crazy. And I did get this off JP Fans, link in my bio, you get it. Getting into these guys' box, they are loaded with accessories. There's genuinely so much stuff here, I don't have enough time to go through it all. Each of these figures have a rolling eye feature, so you can make them look whatever direction you want to. It also comes with these 2 squid things, so now we can actually add male Inkling to the collection too. Getting these figures posed up, they actually look so good. Unfortunately, their articulation isn't the greatest, especially the orange Inkling. But like I always say, if you stay creative with your poses and angles, you can make them look great. But now that we know their articulation is a little limited, can she hit her pose from her render in Smash? I think that looks great. The hair gets in the way a little bit, so I'm gonna have to give that a 3 out of 5. There's been a dude asking for this figure to be in the collection since day 1, so shout out to Apex8. If you want me to add a character to the collection, just comment down below. I might listen someday. But either way, it's time to add these 2 to the collection, so let me know. Who do you play in Smash, and who do you want to see next? Anyways, thank you for watching. My Smash collection almost has the entire N64 roster. We're only missing 2 characters. So to fix that, today we're adding...
Jigglypuff!
That's right, we have Jigglypuff. It's super great to finally have her in the collection, but it's not all sunshine and rainbows. This figure might break the rules. Just watch the video, you'll see. Getting this dude's package open, she comes with a Pokeball, so now I can become a Pokemon master. She also comes with this bag that has a disassembled Jigglypuff figure. I have to build it again. Are you fucking? Luckily for me, the building process was pretty easy. And the final product looks good, if not a little desaturated. But this is where it might break the rules. There's no articulation. The arms don't move, the ears don't move, the feet... Wait. The feet have ball joints. There's articulation. This counts. It's not breaking the rules. So even though it has bad articulation, it still has articulation. That means it doesn't break the no statues rule. So you can't really pose her, but you can stand her around, and she scales great with Kirby. But with these 2 points of articulation, can she hit her pose mirror render in Smash? It's actually not even that bad. I'll give it like a 3 out of 5. So even though you can't do much with this figure, I still think it's a great addition to the collection. But either way, it's time to add her to the display. So let me know, who do you play in Smash, and who do you want to see next? Anyways, thank you for watching. This custom Fox figure is way better. A little while ago, I added this Fox McCloud figure to my Smash collection. And while he's cool, I wanted to get a more accurate custom figure. So please welcome... That's right, we have a custom Fox action figure. I got this from the super talented customizer Space Cruiser. He's really good at what he does. You should definitely go give him a follow. He sent it to me in this super sick custom box. I mean, look how dope it is, aside from the crease in the middle. Getting onto the figure himself, he looks amazing. He even has a posable custom tail, fully painted. He even has his dope